Good morning, students. Myself, PGT Sanibigraha, going to present a chapter on science, and it belongs to class 8. And the chapter is metals and non-metals from chapter 4. Here, the main objective of this chapter is that to develop the scientific attitude and also simultaneously to create the environmental awareness among the students as well as the people in our environment. And the specific objective is that to know the properties of the metals and uses of metals based upon these properties. Here, the main learning outcomes, that is after going through this chapter, that you will be able to learn about malleability, ductility, and conductivity, and to understand the utility of metals in our day-to-day life. Now, malleability. More or less, you are well acquainted with this term malleability. So we can define it as the characteristics of the metal by which the metals can be beaten into thin sheets by hammering or mechanical pressing or by rolling. That means when we beat some metals or under the mechanical pressing, then we can get a flattened object, and here you can see that is the different items are formed. Those items are there at your home, and this is due to the malleability. This is due to the property of malleability of the metals. Now, uses of metals are based on the malleability. So, when we are learning about the malleability, and is that a property is there, and by using this property, that you can find or we can make a good number of items around us, and which are manufactured based upon this malleability. Now you see the different items. All those items you can find in your kitchen, and daily we are using this, and you can find all those items in your kitchen. Now the next defining property of a metal is your ductility. Here the ductility, the meaning of the ductility or the definition of the ductility is the ability of a metal to be stretched plastically at room temperature without fracturing. Without fracturing, that we can draw into, or the ability of a metal to draw, the long wires. Now here you see the wires, how it is made. If you take a piece of metal just like a duster, and we can make a long wire, and making a long wire, cylindrical wire, by the property of ductility. That means the metals have that property, and due to that property we are able to make such wires. And now you see the different cables, different colorful cables and inside it that those wires are there, and those wires are made from the metal by using the property ductility. Now, uses of metal based on the ductility, as already I have told you. Now you see the TMT bars, and without which we can construct our buildings, bridges, roads, the embankments, and here also the wires you see, these are used by the electrician, and most of the electrical gadgets they use such type of wires, and this is the bundle of wires which is manufactured or prepared in the industry and transported to different parts of the country, and even to other countries. And here also you see, and simple that you can find the electrical wires which are tied near your house by the electrical department, and those wires are made from the metals based upon ductility. And you can also, in your later class, you can understand that which is a good ductile, which is the best ductile, those things that you will learn in your higher classes. Next is your thermal conductivity. Thermal conductivity means, thermal means here heat. That means the metals have a tendency or the property which can conduct heat from one place to another place. So the property of a metal to allow heat to pass through them. You see here that is the mother is cooking food, and simultaneously she is also holding it by using an insulator, because that heat is transferred. And if there won't be transfer of heat, then it would be impossible for us to cook the food items. Cook the food items. Now you see, this is the example, and which shows that thermal conductivity. And if you see the left one, you see that one experiment is designed. An experiment is designed towards your left. 3 burning candles are there, and towards the right also 3 burning candles are there. But those 3 burning candles are placed on a metallic plate, whereas in the left hand side they are the non-metallic plate, wood or some other materials. Now you see here in the left hand side 3 burning candles were there, and towards the right hand side also 3 burning candles were there. But what happened? When we started heating at the middle, now the candle, you see that one candle it has fallen down, because due to the transfer of heat, as the heat has been transferred from the source candle towards the right hand side and also towards the left hand side, but heat is transferring quickly towards the right hand side because it is a metal, because the candles are placed on the metal, and candles, they are the wax, it is made up of wax, and wax starts melting, and when the wax melted, then it fell down. The first one fell down, you can see here, this is the, and the second one is changing, is about to fall, and then the third one. This experiment was also there in your class 7, which shows that the thermal conductivity, conduction of a heat, and towards the left hand side, as it was a non-metal, so it didn't conduct the heat, and the burning candles are remaining as it is. So it shows that this experiment depicts at the source, gives an idea about the thermal conductivity. Now the next one, yes, you see, the next one is your Uses of metal based on the thermal conductivity. There are good number of examples to show that metals are used based on thermal conductivity. Here in the kitchen that you can find that example, and also here in the machinery parts also, machinery parts. So when even a fan runs for 15 to 20 minutes or half an hour, if you touch it, you will find the heat, that is as it is made up of metal, and the transfer of heat. And due to this transfer of heat, so many mechanical works are done. And in the left hand side you see how the big containers are used that to cook the food. And here you can find also the two properties of the metals. One is malleable. Due to malleability, that we are able to prepare such type of big utensils, and also such big utensils, and also thermal conductivity. That means that one item possesses that two to more properties. Now, so let us summarize this one that already I have told you about the three. One is the malleability, ductility, and thermal conductivity. And in the next class, that metallic luster, electrical conductivity, sonorous, tensile strength, other properties will be told to you. Now it is concluded that metals can be beaten into thin sheets or to form thin sheets due to the property that is your malleability, and can be drawn into thin wires due to the property ductility, and metals allow heat to pass through them due to the property thermal conductivity. And here the evaluation part is there. Some questions are given to you. See the pictures and write the property of the metals. So here one jewelry items. So if that question will be asked to you, then that you have to write based upon which property. Already I have told you that one item is made taking two or three property, multiple properties. So here I am giving one example, that the jewelry part. In the jewelry part, the ductility, it should be a ductile one, otherwise the thinnest wire can't be made to make or the prepare or to design that your jewelry item or the ornament. It should be malleable, thinnest parts are to be fixed, and also metallic luster, one more property, metallic luster. Though it is not told to you, but a metallic luster, that means it's shining. Your shining part. As the shining part was not told to you, you can use only the ductility and the malleability. And if a luster would be told to you, then you could write luster, metallic luster. Luster means the shining appearance. And here the railway tracks due to malleability and also ductility. And the third one, that one cooking utensil is there, and thermal conductivity and malleability. So don't get confined with one property. You may use the multiple properties, because due to the thermal conductivity that handle is not connected. That means that the handle is blocked with the what? Non-metals, insulators, that black color, this black color. So now I am going to give you some homework that to do. Define the following terms: malleability, ductility, thermal conductivity, that you have to write down in your homework copy and you can send me through Google Classroom. And activity to do. You see, science without activity is meaningless. So what activity that you have to do? You have to visit a nearby blacksmith and observe how he is forging the metals. Forging means changing the shape, the different items, how he is able to do it. those part that you have to visit and you have to write your experience in your activity copy. Then okay, this is the my presentation. Okay, thank you, and we will meet in the next class. Thank you.